guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. So I quickly want to address that my skin is like freaking out. Not necessarily freaking out, but like I have breakouts all over. This one is just like all over my face, and I don't know what's causing it. I have a feeling that I know what's causing it. I've recently been using a new toner, and I just looked at the ingredients, and that could potentially be what's causing my skin to like be irritated and whatnot. But anyways, so and I clearly have not let go of Christmas yet. I actually just took down my Christmas tree this morning, and I have to still take down these Christmas decorations. But anyways, besides the point, moving on. Today I thought it would be such a fun idea to do kind of like a drugstore versus high-end makeup tutorial, like do half my face using high-end makeup, half my face using drugstore makeup or like affordable makeup. And what inspired me to do this was I recently just picked up this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I was like, oh my god, it literally reminds me of the TATCHA Silk Canvas Primer. So then I started thinking, I was like, wow, I feel like I have a lot of makeup dupes that like could kind of like be dupes, you know what I mean? So I was like, let me do like a side-by-side video of this. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm doing today. So if you guys are interested to see me do drugstore versus high-end, then keep watching. The first two primers I'm going to be comparing are these two. This one is the e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate Balm, and this one is the SMASHBOX Photo Finish Primerizer Moisturizer. They're not like identical whatsoever, but these are the only two ones that I have that are hydration. So I figured I would just put them to the test. I do really like both of these a lot. So, this side is going to be drugstore, this side is going to be high-end, by the way. So, and I do need hydration, so I did have to find two primers that can kind of be compared and whatnot, but not really, but this is the best that I could come up with, you know, so that's what we're doing. We're hydrated, we're going to move on to these PORE primers. Okay, so I'm going to put the e.l.f. one only in like this area of my face and kind of like up here, and then a little bit on my chin, but not too much. Alright, so now I'm going to take the TATCHA Silk Canvas and use this on the opposite side of my face. So moving on to foundation, I'm going to be putting the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour foundation up against the BECCA Ultimate Coverage 24-hour foundation. These are the only foundations that I have that claim to be 24 hours, so I figured they practically could be dupes for each other, so that is what we are going to be testing out today. So on this side of my face, I'm going to be applying the Maybelline Superstay foundation. This is half of my face with the Maybelline. You guys know that I'm totally obsessed with this foundation. I think it is a great foundation. So I know that I already love it. I actually am obsessed with both of these. These both made it into my like best of beauty. So now for the high-end side of my face, I'm going to be using my BECCA Ultimate Coverage. Alright guys, so these are the two foundations side by side. This side is a little bit darker, I think, yeah, definitely, but I actually, at this moment, I kind of like how the Maybelline foundation is sitting on top of my skin versus the BECCA one. I really can see that. I think, yeah, I definitely think the Maybelline one looks a little bit better. The BECCA side does look a little more heavier. So for concealer, this one was definitely an easy one because I already think these two are dupes. I'm going to be putting the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer up against the ever so famous Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I love both of these, to be totally honest with you. I do think this is definitely a dupe for this, but we're going to put them side by side and see. So on this side, I'm going to be doing the Makeup Revolution. And then on this side, we're doing Tarte Shape Tape. Powders today, I am going to be using the ColourPop No Filter Translucent Setting Powder on my Drugstore side, and then the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder on this side of my face. I'm going to be putting them side by side. I do really love both of these powders. These two are definitely one of my top faves. So it's going to be interesting to see which one looks better, you know? Alright you guys, so I'm going to do the same thing for my face. I'm going to set this side of my face using the ColourPop No Filter Powder, and then this side using the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. Zoom you guys in so you guys can see my nose side by side. Alright, so on this side we have the Maybelline right here, and then on this side, we have the BECCA, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but look at how big, like, my pores look, and on the side of my nose. Look on the side of my nose over here, and then look at it right here. You see how crazy that looks? That to me is insane. Like, I cannot get over how my pores look on this side of my face versus on this side. And I have a feeling that it's not the primers. I have a feeling that it is the foundation, because I do remember there would be times when I would wear the BECCA Ultimate Coverage Foundation and my pores would look so big, like sometimes, not always, but sometimes. So I definitely think that it is the foundation as opposed to the primers. Okay guys, now I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe away the bake underneath my eyes. Do you see how some powder is clinging on this side? This side is the side I set with the Cover FX. Oh no. Let's do this side, let's see. Alright, so on this side, not a lot of powder clung on, but on this side, a lot of powder clung on. So I'm just going to take my Beauty Blender. I'm going to go back and forth underneath my eye to kind of pick up any excess powder and just press whatever is remaining into my skin. You in so you guys can see my under eye side by side and close up, so you guys can kind of give me your opinion. So this is the Makeup Revolution and ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder, and then this side is the Tarte Shape Tape and the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. Now I do feel like on this side of my face, like right here, that powder kind of did take away some of that coverage. I don't know if it's me, but looking at it, especially now on camera, I can definitely see that. Like, it still is pretty full coverage, but I do feel like this side, the coverage was kind of taken away. I guess because some of that powder did cling on. And then this side, it kind of looks pretty flawless in my opinion. I am getting a little creasy on both sides, but it's something like that's too crazy. That's typically kind of what happens for me. But I just kind of wanted to show you guys side by side how they both look. Now I'm moving on to eyeshadow, and this one was a hard one to kind of find in my collection, honestly. Ones that would be kind of considered dupes. Sorry, I'm getting super itchy right here and I don't want to scratch. Oh, I hate that. Don't you hate when your makeup's like, your foundation's done and then you start getting itchy like all around your face? Oh, drives me nuts. So the two eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to be comparing today are the Dream Street palette by Kathleen Lights and ColourPop and the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. It was pretty hard to kind of find a comparison, if I'm being totally honest with you, because I don't really have two palettes that are like exactly the same. But I picked these two because of like the rosier tone shades, like these shades right here. I feel like they are pretty comparable, and like this shade and this shade are pretty comparable to like this shade and this shade in this palette. They're not exactly dupes, but I definitely feel like I could work with this. So that is what I'm going to do today. Alright, so first color that I'm going to put in my crease is this shade right here from the Dream Street palette. I do very much enjoy both of these palettes. These palettes are definitely go-tos for me. I use them all the time. So it's going to be interesting to see which one I like better. Now I'm going to dip into this shade right here in the Anastasia palette, which is Orange Soda. And I'm going to work this in my crease as well, and I'm going to work it in on the opposite side. So these are the two shades. I mean, they're practically identical. This one does have a little more of like a peachy undertone than Orange Soda does. But I do feel like this one was a little bit harder to blend out. This is the Dream Street side, but this side was more pigmented, and I do feel like this side was a lot easier and smoother to blend out, but it was a little less intense. So, you know what I mean? Right, so the next shade I'm going to go in with is this shade right here in the Dream Street palette, and I'm also going to put this in my crease as well. And now on this side, I'm going to go in with the shade Burnt Orange. So these are the two shades both blended out in my crease, and I do feel like this side, the Anastasia side, is still a little more easier to blend out than the Dream Street side. I am having a little bit of an issue with this side of my, like on this eye, it is kind of skipping like towards the outer corner, but everywhere else it does look pretty smooth. Move on to my lid. So for that, I'm going to take this shade in the Dream Street palette, and I believe that's the shade Twinkle, and I'm going to use this all over my lid. I'm going to spritz my brush with Fix Plus because I always do that. And for the high-end side of my face, I'm going to use the shade Rose Pink. Yeah, that shade right there from the Anastasia palette, and put that on this side of my eye. And I'm also going to use Fix Plus for this shade too. These are the two shades side by side. This is the ColourPop side, this is the Anastasia side. I do feel like the ColourPop side is a slight more metallic. Like I feel like the shades are pretty much identical, but this side is a little more metallic. And I do kind of feel like this side came out a little more chunky than this side, but I'm also going to go back in and blend them two together. But right now I'm going to move on to brows while the lid shades dry. I'm going to use the ColourPop Brow Boss on this side of my face and the Anastasia Brow Wiz on this side of my face. I haven't used the Brow Wiz in what feels like years. I literally haven't used it in like months. I've just been using this one. This one is like my ride or die at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to see if I still really love the Brow Wiz, you know what I mean? So let's see. These are my brows totally done. This side is the Anastasia side, this side is the ColourPop side. I did find as I was doing my brows that on the Anastasia side of my face, it was a little harder to fill in any kind of sparse areas that I did have as opposed to the ColourPop side. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here in the ColourPop palette, and I'm going to put this in my crease to kind of blend. Oh my god, I almost just put it on this side of my eye. Whew, good thing I did it. I'm going to blend it in my crease to kind of blend everything together. On the Anastasia palette, I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is the shade Sienna, and I'm going to do the exact same thing on this eye. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this shade right here in this palette, and I'm just going to kind of put it on like my outer corner, and just to give it like a little more depth on this side. So for this side of my face, I'm going to take the shade Cypress Umber and do the exact same thing. So the one thing that kind of sucks is I don't have a high-end bronzer or a high-end like liquid liner to test out. I have both Drugstore. The only thing I have that's high-end would be the Dior contour kit, but that's more of a contouring kit as opposed to like a bronzer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that quickly off camera, and then I will be right back. So I thought I was recording and apparently I wasn't. But let me fill you in on what I did. I only did one thing off camera technically. I am doing blush right now because I went ahead and did my bronzer off camera. And I'm using the Essence Satin Touch Blush on this side of my face, which I already used. And then on this side of my face I haven't even I started putting it on yet. I'm going to be using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in the shade Feisty. I'm going to put this on the side of my face. So my under eyes are driving me crazy because to me you can kind of tell they look a little different. So I am going to use a powder underneath this side of my face. I'm going to be using the Essence Brighten Up powder. People say this is in comparison to the KKW Beauty one, but I don't really know. So I'm just going to apply this underneath my eye. I'm going to go in with the Kylie Jenner You're Perfect powder. It looks like this. You guys know I am like currently obsessed with this powder, and I'm going to use it on this side of my face. So now I'm going to do eyeliner, and I'm going to take the LA Girl gel liner in the shade Black. On this side, I'm going to take my Makeup Forever. I've had this for so long that I don't even know what this is called. Like, I'm almost out of it. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So I'm actually going to like fast forward you guys to this part and just kind of point and put on because I'm starving and I've been sitting here filming for like a little over an hour and I'm getting hungry and I need to eat. So yeah. So I don't have a high-end mascara, so I'm just going to use my trusty L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. So now it is time for my favorite part of makeup, which is highlight. And I'm super interested to see these two side by side. I'm going to be using the Morphe highlighter in the shade Extra on this side, and then the NATASHA DENONA Super Glow highlighter on this side. So you guys know that I am totally obsessed with my Morphe highlight. So it's going to be interesting to see these two side by side. So let's see. Guys, so this side is the NATASHA DENONA, which it is looking pretty nice, honestly. And then this side is the Morphe one in the shade Extra. I do feel like these two are pretty similar in color. Like, I feel like they're almost identical. But honestly, the NATASHA DENONA side did give me a little more intense glow. Morphe Extra is still my baby. You know I am like totally obsessed with this. But right now, I think I'm going to have to give it to NATASHA DENONA because this side is looking... Bam. On to lips. This one I thought was a pretty hard one because I couldn't really find two lip colors that were like identical and whatnot. I still really haven't found it, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to be using the Morphe liquid lipstick in the shade Virgin on this side of my face, and then on this side I'm going to be using Huda Beauty's WIFEY. And then I feel like these are two dupes. On this side of my face, I'm going to be using the Kylie Jenner So Cute Gloss. And then on this side, I'm going to be using the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Fairy Floss. I feel like these two are like pretty much identical, so that's good. So on this side, I'm going to go in with Morphe's Virgin. Setting sprays, I'm going to be comparing the CATRICE, which one is this? Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray, and then the Cover FX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. And I'm interested to see how these two compare because this one I do like a lot more than this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up half my face with like this card, and I'm going to spray. Guys, so this is the finished look. This is everything side by side. This is the Drugstore side. this is the higher end side. I want you guys to kind of take a look and let me know if you can really see a difference. There are some things on the drugstore side that I am liking a lot more than the high-end side. Mainly my foundation, because on this side, literally my pores look flawless, and then on this side, everything like in this area is looking quite rough. And I mean, you can't really tell from far away, but up close you can definitely see a difference. So that's bothering me, and I also kind of feel like this under eye looks a little smoother than this under eye. But pretty much everything is pretty comparable. Like everything looks almost exactly the same. And that was like my point of this video. I wanted you guys to kind of see that you can get the exact same look using affordable products, and you don't always have to break the bank to, ooh, I have like a piece of hair stuck to my gloss. You don't always have to break the bank to like give yourself a glam, flawless look. Like, don't get me wrong. I love high-end makeup. But I also love an affordable look. You know what I mean? Like, I love being able to use affordable products and still get a flawless application, you know? So, yeah. So, my boyfriend is actually on his way home, and I can't wait for him to see. And I want to see if he'll even be able to notice that, like, I'm using different products. And I kind of want him to, like, pick a side of which one he likes better. But, yeah. So, that is all I have for you guys in this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and enjoyed this drugstore versus high-end makeup look, and leave me your thoughts down below. Let me know which side you guys like better. Let me know if you can even see a difference. Me, I can, but you guys, let me know if you guys notice a difference. And yeah, so that is all I have for you guys that is all I have for you guys in this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you guys enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe if you do happen to like my videos, and give this one a thumbs up if you kind of want to see more like side-by-side videos like this. And yeah, so like I said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. See a difference on either side of my face? Like, can you tell that there's like a difference? Like, which side looks better? Look at my face! Which side looks better?
The right side?
You think this side looks better?
The left side?
I'm just asking, like,
I don't know.
Which, like, do they look identical?
No.
Really?
No, they do.
Which side looks better? Like my skin, my under eyes?
Neither. I don't know what you're asking me, dude.
I'm just asking you. Pick a side, right or left.
Why?
I'm just asking. I'll tell
They're
you.
the same.
You don't see a difference at all?
No. The eyeliner, maybe. Or the top, it's like...
Like different colors a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. This side is all like drugstore, and then this side is all like really expensive makeup.
Yeah, this side looks shinier.
This side looks shinier?
Mm-hmm.
Does my skin look good on both sides?
Yeah.
Thank you for giving me your opinion.